What up? This is Bribe, and today I'm going to do a sample breakdown of Smuggled Keys Volume 7. The composition is called Death Kiss, and for this composition, it was heavily inspired by 80s horror synth soundtracks, and I used the Korg Minilogue XD guitar, electric guitar, and the Mellotron V VST from Arturia, and the Roland JX-3P, a vintage synthesizer. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this and break it down for you guys and show you how I built this composition. Alright, so this is the session. This is Logic Pro X, digital audio workstation, and these are all the tracks I'm using for this sample. I'm going to go ahead and play the sample all the way through for those of you who haven't heard it, and then I'll start breaking it down from there. Alright, I'm sure that's enough there. Alright, so for the first instrument, this is from the Roland JX-3P. I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick. It's just like a 4-bar loop that just repeats, and I believe it's running through the Small Stone phaser pedal and the Holy Grail reverb pedal, just with a little bit of reverb, and then once it's in here, I just EQ a little bit just to knock off some of the highs and EQ some of the harsh frequencies. And that's it for that. And then this is going to be this track is, I believe it's with the Korg Minilogue XD. I'll play that for you. And this is the main melody. And that's coming straight from the synth into here, and then I'm just doing some little bit of EQ, take off some of the low end harsh frequencies, and then compress it a little with Universal Audio 1176 compressor, which is a real good compressor. I love using this one. Real simple, and it adds a little bit of grit, you know, when you run stuff through it. This is another layer from the Korg Minilogue XD, and these are going to be the chord stabs with reverb and delay. And same thing here, just EQ, just to take off some of that low end. Another layer from the Korg Minilogue XD, and this is a real simple layer. It's just I believe it's just one note. just like a filler layer just to give it some color. And then the guitar. And this guitar, it's a Fender Stratocaster. Sorry, Squier Stratocaster. And I believe it's running through the Universal Audio Fender Tweed Deluxe 55 plugin, which is an amp that emulates like vintage tones. And then I'm running it through the Universal Audio LA2A compressor just to kind of tame those peaks. And then some EQ. Let me play that real quick. So yeah, real simple. It's just one note with some delay, and that's it. And then for the piano chords, I used the Mellotron V, and it's a piano preset, which is real cool because it's like a vintage piano. It doesn't have much low end. And I'm running it through the Universal Audio API 560 EQ. I love this EQ. I always use this. And then with some compression. I'm going to play that for you. So that's that. And then for the master track, I used this on probably, I would say 85% of my compositions on the master track, which I'm sure is not a secret to most of you. The Excellent Audio RC20 Retro Color, it's a real dope plugin. I use it a lot on individual tracks and also the master tracks. So I used the Vinyl 4 preset, but I did disable the vinyl noise section. I gave it a little bit of wobble, some distortion, and some magnetic. And I did turn up the EQ a little bit here, the high end. And I also set the magnitude to 50% because at 100, it was applying too much of the effect. So turning it down halfway helped a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and play this without it, and then I'm going to switch it back on. That way you can hear it. So it's very subtle, but it does make a difference. All right. And then just to kind of group everything together, I'm using the Universal Audio SSL G-Bus compressor. And this is just a little bit of gain reduction. Yeah. Just to kind of tame the peaks and stuff like that. And then the waves limiter, L2 limiter. I don't push this too hard at all, sometimes just barely, just to kind of bring up the levels. But I like to leave some headroom, just in case. If this was like a beat or a song I was mastering, then I would slam it harder, but not for this. And that's it for Death Kiss. And again, this is off Smuggled Keys Volume 7. So if you want to go ahead and pick up Volume 7 and all my other packs, go to www.smuggledaudio.com. Peace.